Okay, I want to talk about Spline runtime manipulation next, but as a little preparation step for the example, um, we're first going to look at how you can set up something like this, where you place geometry along a path. Um, it's it's very easy and it doesn't require anything beyond what we've seen here with like placing a robot on the path. It's just like a little bit of yeah setup. So like each individual like segment, like each of these like little arrows is a reusable sphere. Um, all this reusable does is it places itself along the curve. So how do we do this with a sampler, a mover, and a rotator, the same as before. Um, the the only thing to look out for is like where do we sample, and this is basically like an input that we get with a broadcaster. So uh, with a broadcaster, we get an input to the spline sampler. Uh, so again, like as an arrow, we just sample our position on the spline, uh, and where that is, we're gonna get as an input. Also, because we're talking about distances, we're gonna set the sampler to distance, um, and that's about it. Then, who's gonna spawn the arrows? We have like a for loop on start. We're gonna spawn the arrow, um, and the input, which becomes the sampler input, is just like a number we increase with every spawn. Um, we're gonna increase the distance by 1. Looks like this. We can also make it like a little bit more sparse. Make it 2, then like a little bit more apart. Um, yeah, and that's about it. The only like I don't know, maybe like non-obvious setup is that um, the reusable is actually 2 objects which are parented to each other, and I only do this because then I can move the spline. Then I can move the arrow independently of the spline rotation. Like with the robot example earlier, we had like an extra mover to move it up and down. Here I just can rotate like the visible sub-object if I want to just rotate the arrows or if I want to like move them further up. Yeah. Uh, yeah, but that's enough preparation for like the runtime stuff.